Hello and welcome. My name is Meepolis, she, they, and this is Literally Graphic. And today we are doing another tag, sinking my teeth into this particular 2020 plan to trade off weekly with translation reviews and tag or tag adjacent videos is working out quite swell. The Anti-TBR Tag was started in 2020 by Nicole and her books. A link in the description to their video and the questions. Number 1, a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. A hard question to answer because I do have a tendency of reading books even if I know I will dislike them. I guess anything by Hemingway would count for this. Had to read some of his stuff in high school, hated it, and don't foresee any reason I could possibly ever have to pick up anything else by him. A bit more controversial perhaps, ? I don't know. I also have very little time for Hunger Games. I think I read the first one, but have been an anti-Hunger Game snob ever since. Well, number 2, a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. Well, I guess this would have been the place to put Hemingway. But let's come up with another one. Agatha Christie? Book-wise anyway, I do have some desire to watch more movie adaptions, but that's as far as it goes. Hopefully, this isn't the one video my mom watches. Number 3. An author whose books you have no interest in reading. One of the authors on this list that I'm perhaps most surprised by is actually Virginia Woolf. I DNF'd a book by her a while back and have not even thought about her more than a handful of times since. Number 3.2. A problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Zooming in to people I have not mentioned already and fall into this category, here's 3 authors who I did read once upon a time but have transitioned to not reading because of stances they have taken on gender, sexuality, and Islamophobia. In these cases anyway. Namely, J.K. Rowling, obviously, Orson Scott Card, and Elizabeth Moon. Number 4. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. Problematic developments aside, someone who I've stopped reading for more taste reasons would be Margaret Atwood. Not that she's perfect, and she's been on what I see as the wrong side of a couple controversies in CanLit and beyond. That said, before that, after a year or two of suddenly reading a bunch of Atwood, I just randomly stopped finding any interest in her stuff. I haven't even watched the Handmaid TV show. A genre you have no interest in, or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. This answer was super easy, namely murder mysteries. And this runs directly in the face of the reading of most of my friends and relatives. A book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled / returned to the library unread. So while I'm still determined to listen to it on audiobook, although honestly that may not happen either, a book I've owned forever but foresee myself reading less and less is Battle Royale. Part of the reason that I was never a fan of The Hunger Games, I found the movie to be really interesting when it came out, and I've wanted to read the book ever since, really. At this point in life, I am losing interest in reading this type of book, probably because the real life is so messed up, and the one time I started it, I was really disappointed by how the author was trying so hard to shoehorn this premise into China. Not that I'm a China fan, but I didn't feel like Koshon Takami provided any plausible reason for why anything like this would happen outside of the capitalist reality TV hellscape that is the USA. I grant 1 grudging point to Hunger Games on this. Number 7. A series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF'd, which would probably be Absolute Boyfriend and the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, both manga that I felt were starting from an interesting premise but didn't execute very well. Also, Bakuman, frack that series. Number 8, a new release you have no interest in reading. Well, unlike what at least feels like most people, I don't actually track that many new releases and tend to not have strong feelings about them. I'm sure there are many new releases I will never read, but looking through the ones recently purchased by my library, the one that made me roll my eyes the most was Fault Lines in the Constitution, the graphic novel, the framers, their fights, and the flaws that affect us today, which is a wrap. And while I generally don't tag anyone specific, someone was kind enough to tag me for something. So since, at the point where I was pre-filming this video, they had not done this tag, I invite Tutankhamun18 to do this tag. Although, of course, If any of the rest of y'all do this tag, drop a comment below and I will check it out. Bye y'all, keep reading and resist white supremacy. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.